Hi, welcome. And today with me is Zainab Maghrabi, who is an HR consultant in Saudi Arabia. Welcome, Zainab. It's great to have you with us at the HR Observer. And I would actually like to start by asking you a question about about HR basically, but you have been working in Saudi Arabia for a while. And how has HR, human resources within the kingdom, changed over the years?
Okay. First, thank you very much for this invitation. Let me only try my best to explain how the things been changed in Saudi Arabia. It's not only about human resources. It's about most of the business understanding today. So the business being changed here in Saudi Arabia since actually the Vision 2030 has been established and communicated. And then most of the entities, government entities and the private entities as well, they try the best of themselves to achieve all of that objectives. So that objectives are becoming like a national objectives for all both entities, private and government as well. Nowadays, in Saudi Arabia, all the entities become more mature. How that is being possible? They actually try to depend on the leaders in a special field in that particular area. And the HR one of this very important part because dealing with the human is as a variables, there is more than one dimension for the human. We say that. So it's like a science. It's not the things that it's not only process. So it's a science. It's a combination of the systems and the procedures and solutions that you have to put for that, and the atmosphere or the culture that you also you're supposed to adjust it for them and adjust it or to build it also for them, as well also the very important part which is the strategic part as well, building the strategies for that. So all of that is a combination. Who's helping the organization with this? The human resources department. This is yes, this is from my understanding.
So let's talk a little bit about that department. Is that it is a very important department within Saudi Vision 2030. How do you advise people
Yes.
to bring in the best of the Saudi talent?
Today, I'm in one of the very, very interesting organization because we are actually sourcing and handling and dealing the project through talent. So all the time that what I'm thinking of how I can find the best talent in the market, and the other part how I can empower them. So finding the talent is one very important component. The other part, very important, how we can invest in power in them, empowering them, putting them in the right place, empowering them with the good tools, provide them the career path, also building for them a very good atmosphere, helping all of that capabilities to become part of the let me say the overall organizational achievements. So when the organization, when the let me put it in this phrase: if the organization succeed to turn the objective of the company into cascaded into each individual objective, believe me, Omnia, the organization is going to be succeed. And that way, you can really say, I have this talent. I can actually depend on the talent or the building, the organization, or even the countries.
How resistant are organizations to change within the kingdom? It's different. It's new environment for them. It's different. How much are they willing to accept that?
Yes, see, only the things that really I'm very tried to be very let me say clear about very clear and honest about this. It's not an easy. the change always not that easy for yourself. Sometimes, even though if you want to, for instance, do something very new habit or change a habit, or do something that you know this is not right for you, it will be very difficult to change it, because this is, let me say, it's like a normal thing for the human. Even though, let us think about the organization, it's like a very, have a personality. Okay, so this personality have something you need to change. The personality, there is some area you need to invest in to grow more, strength area or something that make this organization more signified, or maybe differentiate about others. So this the difficult part usually is coming when you need to change, but there is the awareness is not completed, the communication is not proper, being in proper way, and this is we can learn out of the Saudi 2030 visions. Why? Because all the time the leaders for that, if it's actually been communicate the vision through different channels. So usually the communication is one of the very important area, the things, because this individual, since they understand the importance of the things, if they believe that this change is going to touch them directly, believe me, Omnia, they are going directly and run and do that change for you. In behalf of the organization, they will be part of that change.
Change is difficult. I totally agree with you. I mean, I look at myself and I try to change, and it's also very challenging. But then,
Omnia,
tell me.
Maybe the changes need the believers. This is the thing that I believe in.
Yeah, which brings me to the question of how do leaders deliver the message of change in Saudi Arabia?
Yes, as I mentioned just now, I tried to make the things more clear through the communication. And sometimes the communication is not only the verbal communication, or not only through the media. You can see the change, the communication through the things that is being happening on the ground. So when we see the change on the ground, yes, the message has been received. So I do believe that change is going to make my life easy. For instance, the change is going to have this way, and it's need me as a part of this place to participate in. Usually, the people they like to be part of the things. Or usually, when you feel that I'm part of the things, part of the change, part of this country, part of this organization. Yes, even though the things is going to be more easy for you, the change usually. I actually I'll try to give you an example. You know, when you have something that you think this is mine, and someone he want to interfere in this and change it. Right. No, maybe let us change this. Yes. So the things that there is something need to develop, need to complete, need to reshape and crafting, and there is some people that are going to help me to do it. Right. So sometimes when you change the idea about the things are going to be more easy for people even.
What do you think needs to be developed within HR policies within Saudi Arabia that has been lacking for some time?
Yeah, I was working actually with HR in HR field more than 14 years. Usually what I'm saying, I actually have sitting in the both side of table as a client and as a consultant. So the things that it's nothing about the HR law, because the law is still the law. The law is actually give us the standard on the things, what is the boundaries we have today. But out of that, we have very open area to develop on the policies. Nowadays, it's not about having the policies of the human resource in Saudi Arabia. It's about how we can implement that, how we can implement that, how we can be more creative, how we can be more dynamic with understanding that. How we can more into understanding, as I mentioned in the beginning of this interview, the dimension of the people. So because the organization also have this dimension somehow, so understanding the dimension and the layers that we usually face when we dealing with people, with the individual itself, give us as an HR very good area to invest in. What is the tools, how we can do an assessment for them, what is the performance that we are actually seeking to have it for this organization, and what is the right structure or the policy or procedures that it's aligned with that organization, which is help that organization to grow more. So a lot of things that we can develop as a HR professional today, but the things that maybe, as I said earlier, if we believe in this human and give them, but try to put them really in the right place, that it will help a lot.
Right. Which brings me
all the time. Yes, all the time. This is the responsibility for human resource.
Amazing. This brings me to the last question of this interview. So what is the way forward? How can we make sure that people are developing and changing?
Maybe I give you the answer from when I between the lines. Having the right strategy is very important, because we all the time, when I have the very strong vision, all the time I try to check if this vision has been communicated very well with the individual that I have it through the organization. So then I'll check if I have there is harmonizing or disharmonizing, we can say, right? So how is the things is going on to have the right equation, and this how we can turn it to the normal terms in the market. We can say we can have a different tools for assessment or the career path for each employee. We can do a psychometric assessment and assessment center to assess. We can also have a very right indicators for the competencies that we are looking for, which is help this organization to achieve the strategies that they are looking for, the objective strategies for them. So we need talent, we need a potential people, but we have to make sure these people, they are the right people for my vision, for my they can achieve that vision easily, and in between there is a medium. So this medium could be different things. We can we as the HR, we have to facilitate that. So maybe in the future, it's very important for the HR to be more facilitator, more into consultant, more providing mentorship for the organization, more into working on the different dimension for the organization and thinking about organization overall, the personality of the organization, and put really treatment and cure for each part of the organization. Because after all, Omnia, I don't want to actually treat one area or do something for a small part of the organization, and the other whole picture is not completed. So all of that is, we have to take care of for the organization. The HR people, they're supposed to be more strategic people in the future.
Do you think more HR people should be consultants?
This is the thing, is that actually nowadays you can find in Saudis turn on that way, to have, it's like it's more into service providing. So you are providing services, you have to be more into mentorship, coaching competencies. This type of competencies has become more into and more needed for the human resources.
Right. Amazing. Zainab Maghrabi, thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure speaking to you, and I look forward to meeting you in HRSE Dubai.
Yes, inshallah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Amira.